Hello everyone, I'm George from Ireland. Here I am in Paris in front of l'Arc du Carrousel. So this is an archway which Napoleon had designed in 1807 that wasn't finished for several years. Anyway, and you can see a quadriga up there. Well, I have a better view from the other side, as in a chariot pulled by 4 horses. And he took a quadriga from Venice, the quadriga of Saint Mark, because Saint Mark is the patron saint of Venice. It was La Repubblica Serenissima di San Marco, and had it placed atop his triumphal arch. But the defeat of Napoleon, the Venetians got their quadriga back. So later an artist executed a full-scale replica of the Venetian one. As you can see that facsimile up there. Anyway, so Le Louvre is on the other side, and on this side was Les Tuileries Palace, which no longer exists. So this is meant to be the entrance to the Carrousel courtyard of Les Tuileries. And then in 3 miles due west, you can see l'Arc de Triomphe. So there's this axis; they're all lined up. Anyway. So if we look a bit more carefully up high, you can see some of those figures. They're soldiers. It's meant to be a tribute to La Grande Armée, as in the Great Army. It was not only very large, but very superb. That's the idea of calling it grande. I mean, because grande can mean great or big, but so it is great in the sense of excellent if you put it before the noun, big if you put it afterwards. So you can see some of them that are the Imperial Guard wearing those distinctive bearskin hats. The British Army, the Danish Army, and so they've copied the US Marine Corps occasionally, where one of their guys will wear one of those in some parades. I don't know who gets to wear one. And then they've got some French inscriptions above. So it was notable that they're no longer doing it in Latin. Well into the 18th century, a lot of these official inscriptions were in Latin because, oh come on, these vernacular languages, they're not proper, they won't really last. Okay, so the voice to the voice of the Conqueror of Austerlitz. Austerlitz, you know, that battle of 3 emperors when he defeated the Emperor of Russia and the Emperor of Austria. Well, really of the Holy Roman Empire, I should say. So the Empire of Germany fell to him. That means the Holy Roman Empire. They used to call it Heiliges Romanisches Reich Deutsche Nation. But it wasn't just Germany. It wasn't even all of what we now call Germany. It's much of Central Europe. And then the Confederation the Rhine started. The Kingdom of Bavaria and of Württemberg were created. Venice was regained by the Iron Crown, and Italy, the whole of Italy, was ruled under the laws of its liberator. And one of Napoleon's many titles was King of Italy. And then you can see in these various relief sculptures the surrender at Ulm, his very successful maneuver. I can't remember which year that one is. We surrounded the Austrian army at Ulm in Germany with the help of the Bavarians. They surrendered to him because they were just enveloped in an almost bloodless victory. And then, oh yeah, when he's meeting, which other emperor is it? I think the Emperor of Austria, or the Holy Roman Empire. I'm just trying to think who it was at the time. It wasn't Joseph, was it Francis I? Shows what I know. And then you can see these angels in the middle blasting their trumpets. And then ancient Roman scenes way up high. So it's based on an arch erected by Septimus Severus in Rome. Because they were still fascinated by neoclassicism well into the 19th century. And the detail in it is just marvelous. All this handiwork. I mean, I can't do it justice because I can't zoom in, but they got like a cavalryman's tunic and the swords and things like that. This topless lady always goes down a treat. Where is she? Oh yeah, there she is. Okay, nice. And all the rest of it is a Zeus-like figure, floral motifs, and on and on. So there's just so much. I can only tell you about a little bit about the exterior of it. You can't get up inside. There's no door, unfortunately. So and then more scenes of meeting various grandees. And then you can see the horses a bit better from this side. Oh, and there's more of a French inscription saying the French army embarked to Boulogne to threaten England. The third coalition landed on the continent. The French went from the ocean to the Danube, and Bavaria was in Bavaria. The Austrian army was taken prisoner at Ulm, and Napoleon entered Vienna. The triumph of Austerlitz in less than 100 days the coalition dissolved. So there's at one time various countries coalesced against him, but France absolutely trounced them in under 100 days. Well, there was to be another 100 days period from when he landed at Golfe-Juan in March 1815, roughly 100 days till his defeat at Waterloo, fleeing south to Paris, and wondering what to do, abdicating in favor of his son, the King of Rome, and then going to the coast and surrendering to the Royal Navy, thinking that the United Kingdom might allow him to live in exile there, but they weren't having any of that, and they exiled him to St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean, where he died of stomach cancer, the same thing that killed his father, in 1822. So anyway, many more scenes, these angels holding wreaths of victories above the central arch, and so much more to describe. Yeah, and then ancient Roman scenes up here, and on the other side looking a bit like Ares. Okay, so that's enough from this fabulous archway. So much to appreciate. When the sun has put his hat on, he's coming out to play, but it's getting my eyes. So I shall switch it off now for the moment, and l'Arc de Triomphe, had that not been completed in 1836, this might have been considered the really the pinnacle of arch architecture under Napoleon. He had Percier and others build it. The most notable architects of the time, Denon as well, and Denon's got a wing of Le Louvre named in his honor. That's enough from me. Toodle pip.